Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeffrey Schultz and I am a master's student attending Concordia University, Chicago, studying computer science. In this video, I will be discussing Linux navigation and output management. So let's begin. We're going to start off with a few really important commands that deal with home directories and user identity. The first two being cd and cd with the little squiggly line, which is called the tilde, tilde. And they are actually the exact same command. You can use either of them to change to your home directory. You can use cd minus to jump back to the previous directory. And in order to move one level up, which I actually covered in my previous video, you can use cd ... So the next is pwd, which is also covered in my previous video set. This prints the current working directory and always shows the absolute path before you're going to do anything too destructive. So it's just going to kind of show you exactly where you are in your terminal. The next command is whoami, and all it does is just print the username that you are logged in with to your terminal. Really simple. And then the ID is just the full UID and GID breakdown. It prints out a number. So next up, we have manual pages and searching. So there's two commands for this. One is called man, and then you can type in whatever command you want. So it's just reference docs for whatever command. So for example, you could type in man cd, you could type man whoami, man for whatever command you want to do, and it will show you the reference docs for them. So in order to quit it, a really important thing, you just press Q, and if you want to search, you can just type \pattern. And then for being able to find files, there's a command called find, quite literally. It's very self-explanatory. So you would just do find with the path, and you would just type whatever directory you're in. So like a squiggly line, the tilde, like I said, for the home, whatever directory you're in, minus name, and then whatever the name is, dot at the extension. So like if you wanted to search for all text files, you would do *.txt for all maybe Java files, *.java, something like that. So some common flags, you can do name, which is like being able to find it, and you can do something also iname, which is case insensitive. So you could just type in whatever if you just type in name, you're looking, it's case sensitive. It's searching for exactly what you typed in. And then you can do type D or F. So this just searches for a directory or a file, whatever you want to do. So next up, we have file concatenation and quick views. So cat file, the first one, the command is called cat, which is used to display and concatenate files. So if you wanted to combine files, you would do something like this. If you wanted to take a file called header.txt and body.txt and combine them, you would just type in cat header.txt, body.txt, and use this thing called output redirection, which I'm going to get to right here in a second. And if you wanted to combine them, you would send it to another one called cat or report.txt, and you would use the concatenate command for this. And for output redirection, if you wanted to overwrite, you would just do whatever command to the file. And if you want to do append, you would do just 2 arrows instead of 1. So this would preserve existing content. So if you wanted to discard, you would do the single arrow with \dev/null. So that's it for the theory. We're going to go into the terminal now to actually practice these commands in real time. So I'll see you there. Practicing these commands that we have just gone over. So the first one that we had discussed is whoami. We're going to use this first. Like I said, it's just going to print out the username, so you just see it's my name, which we can see right here in the command line prompt, right here that I've highlighted. So the next one was ID, and like I said, the ID is going to print out some information about the user, so the user ID that's associated with my name, so like some other stuff like groups that I'm in, stuff like that. I described groups in my previous video set, so if you were wondering what these are, you should definitely go check that out. So then the next one the first ones we had discussed were the CD, the 2 different ways to do it. So we're just going to type in CD with the tilde first, and then to be able to check this, that we're in the home directory, we can just type in pwd, and as you see right here, it's going to show us that the absolute path to the current working directory that we are in. So to just demonstrate that these are the exact same, I'm just going to go type in CD like this, type in pwd again, and as we can see, the output for them are both the exact same, since you can do either one of these. For me, I usually just type in CD normally because it's just, I don't know, it's just what I'm used to. I've been doing it for a long time. But if you wanted to, you could type in this. It's the exact same thing. So the next one we had gone over that I had discussed again is manual find. And like I said, you can type in any command you want here. You could do man for whatever. You could do man cd, you could do man grep, you could do whatever you want. But since we discussed them find here, we're going to do man find. So all we're going to do, it's going to give you the manual for any command. So it's going to explain what it is, and it's giving you a description, a synopsis of it, and it's going to give you all the different options. For sake of time, we can't go through all of these because there is a lot, but you can just scroll all the way down until the end. And in order to get out of this, you just type in Q, and then you're out of there. So now to actually use the find command, we're going to type in just find, and then the home directory, so the tilde. We're going to type in -name, just like that, and in quotes we can do whatever we want. I'm just going to type in *.cpp, but since I have a lot of C++ files on here, I'm going to just type in -print and -quit. And what this does, it'll only print the most recent one, because like I said, for sake of time, I have a lot of C++ files on here because it's usually what I program in. But since I want to just demonstrate that how this command works, we're going to type in -print and -quit, and it'll only print the most recent one. So hit enter, and there you go. It's the most recent C++ file I have. So it goes through the directories and finds it, and it narrows it down to this main.cpp driver file that I have programmed from last year. But like I said, if you wanted to find all of them, you would just type in the exact same thing, but without the -print and -quit. So just like this. Find tilde -name asterisk quotes *.cpp. Just like that. Or I'm sorry. I did not mean to type 0. Like that. -sign. Just like that. But like I said, for sake of time, since I have a lot, it's going to take a while to find them all because I have a lot. So next up, we discuss Pico. So Pico, we're going to do Pico example.txt. And as you see, I already have the file created. So it would just, I have this Hello Linux in there. In order to get out right here at these bottoms, these are what I discussed. These are the keystrokes. So these are what they are. So to get out, we would just hit Command X and we're out of there to exit. So next up, I'm going to do Pico. I'm just going to do new file.txt. So I'm just going to type in hello Linux 2 in this one. Command X. And as you see, I wanted to demonstrate here that all this really does is Pico can either open up an existing file for editing or create a new file if there is one that does not exist. And that's why I called it new file, because it did not exist until right there. So next up, we're going to do, I'm just going to show you another example. I got one called Pico intro.txt. So as we see, I have this already in there, but I wanted to just demonstrate that it also can create a new file. But it's the exact same file as the one I just made in terms of what content is in there. So next up, we had discussed cat, which is the concatenation command. So we're going to do cat example.txt, and then we're going to do intro.txt, and we're going to send it to another file called combined.txt. So what's next? We're going to send this file now, cat combined.txt, and we're going to append it. So we're going to preserve the existing content, and in order to do this, we put double arrows instead of just one like I have here. We're going to send it to an archive.txt file right there. Archived.txt. So next up, in order to add content to this, extra content, so obviously now that we've put the combined file into the archive, it's going to take both of these files here, add them to archive.txt, but let's just say I want to demonstrate the echo command to you guys because we had gone over it. So we're going to type in echo just like this. We're going to do log. It's going to type in log review completed again, just something like this. We're going to do double arrows, and we're going to send that to archived.txt. So next up, in order to view this, to make sure that this worked, we're just going to type in cat archived.txt, and as you see, here's the Hello Linux from the example file that we added to it. Here's Hello Linux 2 from the intro file that we had added, and here is the echo that we just used. So this is how the echo command works. It's just going to echo text to a file that we already have. So next up, I wanted to show you again, we can do another manual, and so you can do man cat, because cat, like I said, it's a pretty important command. So we can just type in this in again. We're going to just show that concatenate can either print the files or it can combine them to another file. So this is all the options that we have here. Again, you just type in Q to end that. So last up, we're going to just type in cat. We're going to do this, cat archive.txt. In order to discard this output, we're going to do one arrow and do \dev and \null, and it will be gone. So that's just to discard the output. So that's all the commands we learned in practice. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.